Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small-town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
The band Brass Pair is playing this Saturday at the Keswick Tavern at 117 South Iron Street in Keswick. Brass Pair will be playing all your favorite hits live Saturday, March 22nd from 8 to midnight, and there's no cover charge. Come have a fun night with Brass Pair performing at the Keswick Tavern this Saturday night.
Instead of raising rabbits in a hutch, put them in a wire cage right on the ground. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. Bunnies browse the fresh edibles, and it'll save you money in feed costs as you're living the country life.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Check out our full lineup of Successful Farming podcasts. The Successful Farming podcast goes in-depth into the topics that affect farmers and ranchers. The 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast offers a quick conversation between an editor and a farmer. The SF Shorts podcast offers bite-sized interviews about agricultural topics. And the SF Daily podcast covers commodity markets, weather, and the big things happening in agriculture each morning. Search for Successful Farming wherever you download your podcasts. Successful Farming presents the 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast. In each episode, a successful farming editor has a quick conversation with a farmer, chock full of stories and advice from their area of agriculture. They're interesting, educational, and perfect for your busy schedule. Search for 15 Minutes with a Farmer wherever you download your podcasts.
If you raise rabbits, put them out on pasture so they can have all the fresh greens they want. Keep them in a wire cage on the ground and move it at least once a day. They'll eat just about anything, but alfalfa is high in protein. Diane Chavera is an organic livestock specialist with the Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association. She says rabbits raised on pasture in a rotational grazing system produce quality meat that's higher in omega-3 fatty acids. Another benefit is the savings in feed costs, but it also depends on your objectives and how fast you want them to grow.
If you're trying to do things with the least amount of cost possible, they can get a fair amount of their diet from just feeding them the pasture in the summertime. But if you want them to grow faster and you want to spend more money, you would feed them pellets too. If you're trying to raise an animal that's more on vegetables and pasture, then they're not going to grow as fast.
One thing that all rabbits do quickly is dig holes. To keep them from becoming wild hares, Chavera says you can put a floor in the cage, but it has to be constructed so the bunnies can still nibble the grass the way they prefer.
Joel Salatin, who's a big proponent of pasture-raised animals in general, his son came up with a structure that's got strips of wood in it that go the length of the house so that when you pull it, it doesn't scrunch down all the grass. Rabbits like to eat the grass from the tip down. So when it's all bent over, they don't seem to like it as much.
It's a good idea to have electric fencing around the cages to discourage any predators looking for a rabbit dinner. Learn more about raising rabbits on pasture at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.